Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the special meeting of the Englewood Cliffs Mayor and Council. Today is March 5th, 2019. This is a special meeting with special people. We call the meeting to order at 7 p.m.
May I take a roll call?
Please have a roll call.
Mayor Kranjak?
Here.
Councilpersons Wu? Song?
Here.
Sabari?
Here.
Park?
And the uncle.
Aversa?
Here.
O? Here. Borough Attorney?
Yo.
Municipal Clerk? Everyone's here, Mayor, except Councilpersons Wu and Park, and I was not informed by them if they were going to attend the meeting or not.
Okay, I believe that Borough Attorney's answer of yo is equivalent to here or present for most people. Would everybody please rise for the flag salute as we start all our meetings? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, would you please read into the record the Open Public Meetings Act statement?
Adequate notice of this meeting was given to the press and posted as required. Date and time of this meeting was legally given as required by the Open Public Meetings Act. This notice is on file with the municipal clerk and posted on the bulletin board. Minutes of this meeting will be made available to the public upon the completion of typing and proofreading by the municipal clerk.
Okay, thank you. A couple housekeeping matters. When we open to the public, I'd like to hear, in particular, people speak to the issues that we have currently in town, affordable housing. Also, just so everybody knows, I received a letter from officer in charge of internal affairs regarding two investigations of other officers. Those charges were dismissed, but I was not interviewed, and I wonder if anyone else here was, because that might be relevant to what we do next. Also, Mr. Wunsch, I had asked you, and I'll ask you again, who drafted the January 24th resolutions regarding Chief Chaffee and the others?
I don't recall.
So they just magically appeared?
It could be magically delicious, but I don't understand.
Well, that's Lucky Charms, but you're actually an attorney, so I'm asking you a legal question.
I have to see it in front of me, so I can't say anything without having it in front of me.
So you're having a lapse of memory?
Not at all. I asked you to put it in front of me.
So these were the resolutions regarding the dismissal of charges. Does that ring a bell?
No.
Well, you had so much to say to the press about it. Why don't you speak now?
Well, so did you.
Okay. So you don't remember?
Can we continue with more business, please, Mayor?
Absolutely.
Mayor, for the record, Councilpersons Wu and Park arrived at 7:00.
Okay. Welcome, everyone. Okay. So can I have a motion to open to the public, please?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
If there's anyone from the public who wishes to be heard, please raise your hand. Let me recognize you. Come up to the microphone here, state your name and address, and whatever you wish to say. Yes. Yeah. Ms. Eastwood.
Okay.
Ladies first. For the record, the mayor's a child.
There'll be no calling out from the audience.
Lauren Eastwood, Four-Wheeler Drive. I have several things. First, I spent a few hours going through ELEC filings to determine who's been giving money. And over the 4 years, I found that Boswell Engineering has given the Democratic Council candidates $5,200. Carter Carston has given them $6,000. Davis, Saperstein, and Solomon has given them $1,500. Feroli, Wilcox, Cerullo, and Siva has given them $4,300. And Marinello has given them $1,000. And I think we can all see now why the Democrats didn't want to pay to play ordinance, because many of the people they've appointed in years gone by have made substantial contributions to them. Speaking of internal affairs investigations, at a previous council meeting, we had charges dismissed because there had to be an internal affairs investigation first, and I'd like to know what the status of that investigation is. Because as someone who opened the tapes and has listened to some of the tapes and is working their way through them, the tapes are very disturbing.
Oh, well, you clearly don't understand the way Englewood Cliffs government and bureaucracy works. People do bad things, and then it gets forgotten by the Democratic majority and gets erased. That's how things work here. And to make
This is going to be, I'm
make
familiar with that.
to make matters worse, then you have a prosecutor who doesn't do anything, and an attorney general who'd rather just spend his time suing Donald Trump rather than actually fixing New Jersey.
I also see there is a resolution on dismissing charges against the borough clerk. I opened the charges against the borough clerk, and the OAL provided them to me. They are very serious. I know from firsthand experience that this is not the first time that there has been an issue with the accuracy of minutes, because I know that I was completely misquoted in a prior set of minutes, even though there was an audio recording of what was said. I also am aware of issues with Oprahs. For a number of months, the borough was putting all of the Oprah requests for the month online. I had Oprah a letter from Kane Kim to the mayor and council, and I had received a copy of it with the name of the police officer redacted. Now, I have a real issue with it, but I understand that that is what the law requires. I find the practice of protecting wrongdoers and alleged wrongdoers who are on the government payroll to be very disturbing. However, when the entire month was put up, the letter wasn't redacted. And so I was able to learn that the person that Kane Kim was writing about was Lieutenant Tracy. And while I think that name should be public, the fact that it wasn't redacted undoubtedly will create problems for the borough, because the rules on personnel require that it be redacted, because New Jersey protects employees at the interest of transparency. And I think you need to think long and hard about whitewashing these charges. It's a serious matter. I have them. I will be happy to make them available to anybody who wants them. You guys all have them because I emailed them to you and none of them bounced. And I think you need to start working for the borough and stop working for the Democratic Party.
Well, that's a cry in the darkness. I don't know if that's ever going to happen here. Anybody else wishing to be heard? Yes.
Andrew Nicka, 54 Elm Street. I will talk about one of the topics the mayor brought up regarding our litigation, and one of the things I'm sure, as you're all aware of, last week the judge ruled on the Normandy application before the planning board and their appeal. And as the judge, and I read the judge's response, it was quite damning against the planning board. And, you know, to talk about where we are with affordable housing, and I'll reiterate what I did in the last meeting, is that we're here for one reason, and that is the poor decisions by the planning board, led by Mr. Perino. I'm glad he's here. Maybe he can rebut them. But as the judge ruled in her decision last week, it was very damning against the planning board. And this is going to be the second time that a judge has overruled the planning board for being arbitrary and capricious. And I think that that's a problem, especially that this mayor and council needs to address. If our planning board, and I was a member of the planning board in prior years, If our planning board is being rejected by the courts this way, we have a major problem. And I think one of two things need to happen. Number one, this council needs to send a letter of no confidence or a motion of no confidence in the planning board. Number two, and me personally, I think they should all resign because of their failure to the borough of Angle Cliffs. And number three, this board needs to establish a zoning board of adjustment to take the power away from that planning board who clearly cannot do their job. That board put us in a very bad position with affordable housing because of their poor decisions with Normandy, and that's something that this borough is going to live with for a very long time. That cannot be undone. The damage will be severe to this community, and I think everybody agrees on that. Thank you.
So I just want to state publicly my unwavering support for Chairman Perino and for the planning board. They've done a fantastic job throughout. They made the right decisions. And I have all the confidence in the world in them. And I'm also very grateful that I live in a state that has appellate courts, and I'm hoping that the planning board will appeal that decision so that the planning board is vindicated. And also, the third point, because this must be something that people love to do on a certain side of the political spectrum, is create more bureaucracy. The last thing we need is another board. Anybody else wishing to be heard? Yes, sir.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. New microphone. Russell Perino, 220 Fairview Avenue. I came here tonight actually to mention something else that I think is a community-wide, actually it's a county-wide and a statewide initiative, something called the Northern Valley Greenway. I'm not sure if anyone's heard of it yet. It's the plan to convert the unused rail line starting from Tenafly up to Rockland County, up to the county line basically, to convert it from train to paved surface, walking, biking, etc. And I just came from there now, and Mayor, if I may, I'll leave these, maybe you could hand them out to the council. They need support of not just the local citizens that are currently working on that, but they need governmental support as well, too. The towns that this line runs through already have supported it by resolution, and I suggest that the borough get involved as well, too, just to show the support and spread the awareness, because most people hadn't even heard of it. I hadn't until a few days ago. So I think it's really worthwhile cause.
So these are unused railroad tracks?
That's right. It's the rail line that runs actually, you know, it continues down south of Englewood and south of there, but that's probably going to be light rail one day. But the terminus is expected to be in Englewood for the light rail. So everything north of that is going to be, in the future, not to be utilized. So they figure it's a good time to now try to convert it. So that's one item. Talking about the planning board, there's individuals that like to get up here and speak as if they have the knowledge, experience that they think they have, but they don't. It's easy to get up here and to get up and make judgments and make statements as if they're facts, okay? The person who came up before me did not attend one meeting. He didn't come to these meetings for probably a year and a half, governing body or planning board. So to march in here and to state as a fact is wrong, okay? There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You can have your opinions. Ms. Sabari voiced her opinion a year and change ago at a planning board meeting, and she spoke respectfully, and she said she disagreed with the planning board's decision, and I thank her for that. She didn't march up and say, I know what you did was this or that, and blame the entire issue that the borough faces today on me and on the planning board. It's folly. It's folly. They do not know that we wouldn't be sitting in the exact same place now, regardless of the planning board's decision. That's a fact. And I look forward to the day when I can speak fully about the knowledge that I have, that they don't have. I can't speak to it now, but I will at some point when council lets me. So everyone who's getting up here and saying what they're saying, be ready, because one day you'll be proved to be wrong, to be liars, and to be using this for the political benefit that you plan to use it for. It's quite obvious why it's being brought up with the veracity that it is. And each board member volunteers their time and should not have folks that get up and know the first thing about this, that drank the Kool-Aid that someone else gave them and convinced them that this is what happened. It's wrong. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Perino. Yeah, thanks. Okay, so just to remind the public that what we heard from Mr. Perino were facts, not feelings. What we heard from Mr. Nikow were feelings, not facts. And as we all know, a planning board has to make decisions based on facts, not feelings. You know why? Because facts have no feelings, Mr. Nikow. Anybody else wishing to be heard? Yes.
Maria Valari, 45 Jane Drive. You know, I wanted to respond to Mr. Nikow's comments. I'd like to know why this board decided to drop the lawsuit with Normandy. And you know, the residents of this town need to ask themselves the question, who benefits from these housing things going up? Obviously, the politicians who are being supported, the bank owners, the insurance businesses, the attorneys. I mean, I've been living here too long.
You forgot real estate agents.
Yeah, real estate agents, absolutely. And I want to remind Mr. Nikow of something. It was Joe Parisi Jr. and his regime that did away with the Board of Adjustments because they didn't play into his plan as to what he wanted at the time. So to say that we need another board to oversee, we did have another board, but it was the Parisi people that did away with it. I wanted to make a comment about what Ms. Valera said when she came up the last meeting about our Shade Tree Committee and all that. And it was really a wonderful speech she made. But I wanted to make a point about what she said. She never once came over to us. She loves this town so much. She loves the trees so much. She loved the shade tree. Yet she never once came to us and said, let me help you. The computer's down. We can't get our stuff. There's no paperwork. She never once came to a meeting and said, let me help keep Englewood Cliffs in the same way that I did it for 30 years. And she came to one meeting. This whole time, she came to one meeting, and we were talking about this grant that we had to file for. And I said to her, Mrs. Ferrara, maybe you would like to help us. And she said, if you give me $8,000, I will. So I wonder really, and it's the truth, don't make that face, really. So what's important for Mrs. Favaro and for the rest of you Democrats up there? What's really driving all your people? To me, it's obvious after living here for 30 years.
Honestly,
Excuse me, I'm talking, I am talking.
You are not going to sit there.
Do not fight with the residents,
I am
please.
not going to allow you to sit
you're out of
there
order.
yet once again and call me
Councilwoman Sabari, you're out of
It won't
order.
be happening,
You're out of order.
okay? It's
You're
not
out
all
of
right.
order, you have to stop.
It's not all right.
You have to stop.
No, I'm making it very clear. There's no corruption on our side.
Oh, and as it's been evident by what you
It is
guys
not
have
evident.
done,
It is not evident.
excuse me, I don't want to have an argument.
Well,
I'm
We're
here,
done. We're done being abused by you.
excuse me?
You said there's...
Please, you're out of order. You do not have the floor.
I'm being
We
abused.
follow Robert's rules. You're out of order.
I'm sorry, Mayor.
You're out of order.
Speak up when you want to.
I'm the chair of the meeting.
Yes, you're just being political.
Okay. I see that you're going to be making a decision as to the allegations against Ms. Duffy. No surprise here, again, Mr. Song, no surprise. Just look at what you're all doing. I can't believe that you are going to be dismissing charges, and that's what it looks like you're doing tonight, against someone who actually colluded with the chief of police on how to mess up the Republicans. What is wrong with you people? Miss Park, if you could just stop laughing for a moment, maybe you would listen to what people are saying up here. Mr. Wunsch, really? I'm just saying, we're residents here, and we see what's going on. How about you do something right for once? You're only here, since January something, and you have cleaned the slate. You've cleaned the slate against everybody, and it's wrong. It's wrong. I'm sorry. This woman is the one who runs our elections. I don't know that Ms. Duffy could be impartial when it comes to Democrat-Republican elections. I also want to know what is going on with the other lawsuits that are out there on the tapes against all the other officers. Has everything been dropped? I know the Chaffee thing has been resolved. I think, I don't know, whatever's pending out there, I'd like to know what's going on with those lawsuits, or have they all been dropped, or are you going to be dropping them?
Mayor Kranjc's got a lawsuit against us, and he amended that lawsuit.
No, I think she's referring to the corruption
Ms.
lawsuits.
Eastwood has a lawsuit, and then she amended that one against us. There's also a request to intervene in the Tracy matter done by Ms. Eastwood. There is an Oprah lawsuit by Ms. McMorrow. So those are the ones that just been filed since...
I understand, but being a resident, I know what's going on up there. I'm sorry, Mr. Woods, the reason why the lawsuits are happening, we need to see.
The Chaffee recording.
Well, the only thing that's pending, as I understand it, is what should be pending, which is IAs, which are secret and not part of this tribunal.
Well, to the public, I am one person here who believes that everything should be transparent and no one should be able to be able to
Attorney
hide.
General guidelines say otherwise, so stop it.
So what we have...
This is our borough attorney right
So
now.
what we have is IAs that are out there, and we're not privy to them.
Correct.
And I know what's happened in the past with IAs, that things have been lost and things have been dropped. That's why we have so many lawsuits, Mr. Wunsch, and everybody else sitting up there. You need to look at the whole picture. Don't just point out Ms. Eastwood and all that. Point out the rest, Mr.
About
Wunsch.
the pending lawsuits. I'm just telling you what you asked.
You missed a lot of them. You
I'm
missed-
talking about the tapes and the police, Mr. Wunsch. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, is there anyone else who wishes to be heard? Yes. What was that, Councilman Aversa? I didn't hear you.
What happened?
I didn't hear what you said.
I'm saying.
Oh.
He said your tie looks really nice.
And there's plenty of cupcakes for everyone, so you don't have to... I made sure there's plenty, and there's all in there too, so don't worry.
All right, then I won't jump on them.
Okay.
Okay, go steal it. I'll try to be patient. Is that, you have the timer, right?
Just for the public's edification, we have a new rule since January 3rd in here, a couple weeks later. The Democratic Council has instituted a 5-minute rule for all public speakers. So you're limited to 5 minutes. The first couple of meetings, Councilman Aversa was in charge of the timekeeper, and he did a very good job. He enjoyed his job, and now he's handed it over to the borough clerk, who's keeping time. For the record, the 3 years prior to the Democratic Council majority, I did not limit people's time, because I view that free speech... Free speech
Look at the
is
videos.
free speech,
Look at the videos.
and I tended to never try to limit time at all, okay? But
Now you're changing.
I think it's important to let, I think if people became redundant and started repeating themselves,
You think this is
then,
redundant every week, same people, or easier?
oh, you don't like hearing from the citizens? You don't like that, Gloria?
Well, you
All
know
right.
what, it's the same residents from your side of the, party.
Continue, you have...
All right. I think the residents should have the right to speak.
So do I. Let them speak.
Carol McFarland, 489 Summit Street. And for the record, Ms. Sabari, I did look at the videos. You averaged 7.5 minutes every time you got up to speak, for the record.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
That is not
If I, Mayor, I'm going to start...
If you're going to address me, I'm
every
going to
single
answer you.
time.
So don't address
I'm
me.
going to start it over every time. I will
Councilwoman
not
Sabari, you're out of order, please.
I'm not going to be
Of course I am.
interrupted. Okay. I'm going to touch on a couple of things. I have been watching the agenda, and I'm quite disappointed that the agenda only added the disciplinary charges against the clerk very late today. And if she advertised it 2 days ago, why is she playing with the agenda and not letting the public know what's supposed to be on that agenda, okay? She should have had that up 2 days ago, and she should have represented it properly. Clearly, she was hiding from the public the fact that she had her own resolution and they're dismissing her own charges. That's number one. Number two, I was not interviewed on any of these items on the charges that she's being dismissed for. And I do have firsthand knowledge. And I stated something to that effect at some of these meetings. I'm not going to state which ones they were. Mr. Ruderman, or whoever the Labor Council is, or yourself, Mr. Wunsch, whoever came up with this idea to dismiss these charges, because clearly you violated the Open Public Meetings Act, because you haven't met as a group to discuss, to write that resolution to dismiss her charges. So when did you do that? I mean, there's so many violations, and you're talking about people filing lawsuits. When you break the lawsuit, sir, they're going to file lawsuits. That's why we have rules. That's why we have a police officer standing here, and we have a police department. So, to address people that break the rules and the laws, okay? And laws apply to all of you as well. All of you, each and every one of you. So as for tape 78, which you, Mr. Wunsch, are misrepresenting to the judge what is on 78, and I look forward to the day when Judge Farrington gets to hear tape 78, and along with the other misrepresentations that you made to the court about the tapes that you're hiding from the public, to find out what's on there. What Miss Duffy did on tape 78 is outrageous. My opinion, she should be fired on the spot. But I understand with a statutory position that it has to go to a different department. She should have been suspended, but you rewarded her by putting her as an acting administrator. She colluded with the chief of police, yourself, Miss O, and Adaversa, in making lies up about me, because tape 78 is an outright lie. Okay? The discussion that I had with John Lanza was about Morrow Road. And if somebody had the decency to turn around and pick a phone up and ask me, you'd know. But no, you gotta make up this story so that everybody can put it in their lawsuits and then sue the town and cost the money, and then you can advertise that there's lawsuits. Shame on each and every one of you. How could you dismiss the charges against her knowing what she did? Okay? And I'm gonna play this for you right now.
That email? Yeah, I'm trying not to throw any, she's the first one that'll take all of you and throw you under the bus. Well, you know what? She gets scared. The judge tells her something, and I said to her, Al Wunsch made it very clear to me. There's a reason they didn't want her as members. And the reason we took her, because Al was kicked out of the meeting. Because Al said to me, why'd you guys vote for her? And I'm like, I didn't know there was a problem. Why was he kicked out? Because Brendis from the court said, you know Brendis? She's on there. Brendis said, I know who you are. Who are you? And he goes, I'm Al Wunsch. I'm a resident, because you have to have a resident. He goes, but I'm also the public defender. Oh, you can't be here in the interview. Get out. So he only got as far as two. A big black guy that we interviewed and another woman. So those two. She goes, but why? I'm a resident. You need a resident here. get out, you can't be here. So it was down to the judge, myself, and Brenda's. Then came Tony, the third applicant, and we fell in love with her because she's so anal and organized. If I would not have been in the meeting, I would have said, don't go for her, we don't want her. This person got her out for a reason. And he told me, Sandra said,
We don't want her. I was at the reorg when you and the whole council made motions to try and fire Tony Saccone, and you all swore that was for something else. You're on tape saying you don't like her. She's on tape saying she's the first one to throw her under the bus. Clearly, there's animosity against Tony Saccone. Shame on you. Shame on all of you. Last, I put an Oprah request in. I put an Oprah request in on January 16th. I got the response here. This is what was given to me by the borough clerk. 31 people's social security numbers and 323 tax IDs. I think you would like to hear this because you're going to need to address this issue. 31 social security numbers.
Thank you.
Mr. Aversa, I am bringing to your attention.
This is important.
Thank you.
Thank you.
31 social security numbers were given out in an Oprah request, and 323 tax ID numbers. The borough has given out, at the least, you need to immediately notify the individuals, which include retired police officers, on-duty police officers, members of our fire department, and other individuals, and let them know that their social security number and tax ID number has been given out in response to an Oprah request, and maybe other Oprah requests as well. You need to notify the public that that happened, because guess what? Because of the actions of the borough clerk, you now have liability.
Can
Again.
take care of that, please?
Liability, again. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you, Carol.
I hope you don't vote to dismiss those charges, okay? Because what she did
But thank you very much.
is outrageous, and you're all aware.
So, for the substantive issue of social security numbers, Ms. Duffy, can you please look into that and
It was
protect
given out, Mayor.
the privacy of everyone whose social security number went out?
A letter should go out.
And I think I should mention for the public, I do not approve this agenda, and I did not approve it. I'm not even sure who put it together. I guess it's Gloria. It looks like it's got her trademark on it. As I don't approve the agenda, I also don't approve the dismissal of those charges. And what's interesting is I spent the better part of this week trying to get from Mr. Wunsch a report that Labor Council provided to him and didn't provide to me or to Councilman Wu. I got it right before the meeting from Council. Well, okay, well, you know what, you can say whatever you want, but the fact of the matter is that I asked you for it.
Liar.
Officer, please.
Pants on fire.
All right. So this is actually our attorney behaving that way, okay? And it gets worse, because here's what happens, right? So Labor Attorney Ruderman writes a report. I finally got it 2 minutes before the meeting from Mr. Wunsch. I asked him to email it to me, right? Email. We live in 2019. Just send me it by email. It's like 3 pages long, apparently. I just got it. So Ruderman himself is on the Chaffee tapes, speaking against the interest of the borough, okay? And he's the guy who's creating a report regarding the clerk and dismissing charges against the clerk. So you see, welcome to Englewood Cliffs, where every log gets rolled together, unless you're a Republican, because then you get thrown off the log, okay? So here's the thing. Ruderman should have recused himself, and I told him that. I told him you should recuse yourself because you're on the tape with Chaffee speaking against the interest of the borough regarding a litigation that Chaffee was involved in before you became councilperson back in August or July. So here's the thing. So I think also there's probably an Open Public Meetings Act violation, because somehow all of a sudden these things start appearing on the agenda right before the meeting, okay? And everything's drafted and written. And if I ask Mr. Wunsch, who drafted these resolutions? Who drafted these resolutions? Did you do them? You did?
Yeah.
Okay. What about the January 24th resolutions? No idea?
Show it to me.
No idea. Okay.
Say no
all right.
idea.
Is there anyone else?
Show it
Is
to
there anybody else from the public?
Mayor?
I don't have them with me. Is there any, you want to pull them up?
Second?
Is it, no, there's a resident with her hand up, okay? Please. Yes.
Karen Geiger, 270 Alfred Street. Few points. One, the pay-to-play laws. The pay-to-play laws were enacted by the state. You seem to lose sight of why they were enacted. They were enacted so that people weren't rewarded for giving contributions without public bidding, weren't awarded contracts because they gave contributions without either public bidding taking place or an RFQ process taking place. If you have public bidding or you have an RFQ process, then it is permitted to give contributions, and that is not against state law. So let's understand exactly what that law is all about and why it came into being, and not how it's being misconstrued by several residents. Number two, as far as the ability of the public to speak, I've been going to council meetings for 5 years, easily. And certainly in the last 3, since you've been mayor, I have been cut off multiple times from speaking.
And now, only when you became redundant.
Excuse me, there you go again.
What? You're being redundant.
Yes, redundant. Serious. Number 2. So let's not create a new description of what happened in the past and try and color-code it into something it wasn't. Number 3, as a resident, it's very interesting and disturbing to me that you, Mr. Mayor, have no problem interrupting any resident who's speaking, who you disagree with, or who wants to maintain a dialogue that is not in your interest, and yet you cut off council persons who wish to do the same thing. That doesn't serve the purpose of government. Each of the council persons is elected just as you are, and I want to hear what they have to say, especially when they are disrespected by residents. Number 4, as far as tape number 78, I did hear tape number 78, and I also received several copies of doctored Oprah requests related to Lanza and Lanza.
That's not, it's confidential.
Tape 78, I believe, is the one on Lanza and Lanza.
That's confidential. How'd you hear that?
It's distributed by the borough. I don't believe it's confidential. I have it at home, unless I have my numbers wrong. In any case, there is a very, and I'm not answering you, Mrs. McDowell. There is Lanza and Lanza, excuse me, Lanza and Lanza's first invoice, which I received undoctored, unredacted, was clearly a conference with the mayor and Mrs. McMorrow regarding internal affairs. And that was dated...
Absolutely not.
And that was dated...
No, that's not true.
July 24th. That was dated... That Oprah...
Residents why?
That Oprah is dated July 24th. That bill, rather, is dated July 24th, 2016. So that's what the bill is for. It almost totals $7,000, and the only item on that bill are internal affairs. And my final comment...
You know what?
And my final comment...
Tomorrow, with all due respect, you cannot call out from there, okay?
All right, everybody, time out, everybody.
You know
All
what?
right, there's children present.
Don't stop, we're making a motion to have you...
Please, stop.
Okay.
Councilwoman, oh, please, that's indecorous.
You gonna let us speak?
Excuse me. You're supposed to maintain order. Order doesn't mean that people in the audience are going to interrupt me with their lies or their views of what transpired. Now, you can check the records. Very well. I have 3 Oprahs for the same item. The first item has the bills unredacted. The second bill eliminates Miss McMorrow's name from it and yours. And the third copy eliminates internal affairs. So you tell me who's hiding what.
Yeah, what stinks there?
Thank you.
Anybody else wishing to be heard? I can't have you come up. Everybody already, you spoke already. Yes. Okay, stop. Okay, please, the public, can't. It doesn't matter.
You ready? Adonis Morfez, 26 John Street, Englewood Cliffs. Mr. Mayor, I hear you constantly attacking Mr. Wench and everybody about attorneys and whatnot. If my memory serves me correctly, when you hired the attorney that was our attorney for 2 years, that was the first time in my life that I saw an attorney bid a Dutch auction for her salary, right up on that stand there. And every case, 80%...
That's not a Dutch auction, by the way.
That's a Dutch auction. She went backwards. She went down.
No, that's not a Dutch auction.
Yes, they started up and she went down. That's a Dutch auction.
Okay, interrupting the resident again.
Anyway,
Let him speak.
leaving that aside. You did. Leaving that aside, every case, practically 80% that she brought or started, we lost.
She didn't start any cases, she defended cases.
Well, she recommended you to start the cases and start the lawsuits, and we lost.
No, we didn't.
Well, you didn't lose every case in
go ahead.
front of
You
a
have the floor,
judge.
sir.
I see
No, but you go
every
ahead.
case that you went in front of a judge, we lost.
You're misstating the facts.
I'm mistaking the facts?
You are. You are. That's it. Anything else?
I don't think I'm mistaking the facts.
You are, actually. Anybody else wishing to be heard?
The last 3 times you were there, I don't think you won.
Okay, can I have a motion to close the public portion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, I just want to also mention that since I didn't approve this agenda, and I clearly didn't approve the next item, but it was in the public notice that apparently the Democrats on council with their attorney took the Robert Mueller clown car to the council today to censure me. So I look forward to hearing it. We have NorthJersey.com. I'm sure the article's already been written here. Katie, if you want, you sit down here, you could write the article with them. I brought a crayon for you and NorthJersey.com. And so if you want to do it, go ahead, folks. Be careful what you wish for, though.
I make a motion to censure the mayor for his actions in closed session the other night.
Okay, so let me tell you what those actions were. I was sitting in closed session, and Borough Attorney Wunsch got out of his chair and was standing over me, threatening me. And I said, I will defend myself. And Officer Craples came in and saw you standing there. And I said, Officer Craples, are you seeing what I'm seeing? So, I'm sitting there, and Mr. Wunsch is standing on top of me, and I will defend myself. So, if you want to sanction me for that, go right ahead. You do whichever you... No, in self-defense, okay?
You said, I'm going to punch you in the face.
Well, look, you know what? If Al Wunsch is standing over you, you will defend yourself, unless... And he also offered to go out and fight in the street, and I said, not right now, Al, because I don't want you not to be able to walk away from here.
You would like to bare knuckle fight him, is that?
You actually offered him to go out.
Well, look, he wanted to do stuff. So you actually want to do this? You want to do this? Look at yourself. Gloria, is this your campaign kickoff? Go ahead, do it. You do it, because I have something to say after this, but go ahead.
In addition to, I've sent you numerous emails asking you to stop putting your attorneys, your partners in your law firm on every email that goes out.
I'm alone over here, I need defense, okay? You guys are just getting up on me.
And then you talk about closed
Are you okay?
session minutes.
Are you okay? Is this
Really? This is what he did. This is what he does to me in closed session. He won't allow me to talk, and then when I get upset, he goes, "Are you stuttering now?" Basically. So this is what we're talking about,
Well,
right?
look, you know,
so he keeps adding.
We're all very childish,
adding
and
the
I
partners
think
to
we should
every.
just turn the meeting over to the 2 children that are
He
here,
keeps
because they probably do
sending
a
it-
better job.
All right, are you done? Because it's true. I have emails.
They're
He
also
puts
better
them-
dressed.
Okay, he puts them on every email. He discusses what's at closed session with his partners in his law practice. Am I wrong? Should I send the emails out to show everybody what you've been doing and opening the door into liability?
You guys are ganging up on me, and you're all very corrupt lately. You've been doing a lot of bad things, and we'll get to that.
I'm going to show everybody.
I will defend myself, and that's in my best interest.
Yeah, you didn't disclose that you hired your other firm that you work with and do business with, Troutner's firm? That
I don't work.
Your partners used to work there for 7 years before coming to your firm.
They did, because we needed a deal litigated for this
That's
one.
right, you never even once mentioned that, and now there's a $400,000 bill from their office. Yeah, $400,000 in the last...
Well, that's because in 42 years, we don't have any affordable housing, and I'm fixing that problem. Okay, so, what is exactly your censure, Mr. Aversa, or Dr. Aversa? What do you want to be called today? What is that?
What is it?
Yeah.
It's a reprimand.
Oh, okay. Well, good. You guys want to have a vote?
It's nothing more than that, Mario.
You want to have a vote?
I second.
I second it.
No, different rules. No. Different rules for Democrats.
No,
Different rules.
Now that are you talking to me, Carol? Because you
All right, order. No calling out
do
from the
not ever
public,
talk about my
please.
children. Really?
Okay, all right, let's move on. We have a lot of appointments to make, and I'm actually welcoming some of the appointments.
Mayor, point of order?
Yes.
I think what we're trying to establish here is that, it's very uncomfortable in closed session when you're threatening...
Yeah, I was threatened by Al Wunsch.
When you're...
I was threatened by Al Wunsch, and you sat there, and you pretended it didn't happen.
He did not threaten you.
Yeah, he did. Was he standing on top of me, yes or no?
You started the conversation...
Was he standing on top of me, yes or no?
You stood up, and then...
I was sitting down. Was I sitting down?
You sat down, and he was still standing.
He was standing
But you
up.
said to him, "I'm going to punch you in the face." Now, Mayor, the whole
was he in my
purpose
face?
is I'm going to ask...
Listen, I will defend myself, okay? And if somebody's physically challenging me, I will do that.
It's not the first time...
Okay, I have the
you've done that
right
closed
to do
session.
that. And you could ask Officer Craples, because he saw the whole thing.
Screaming is not going... Just let me hear what I have to say here, okay?
It's turning into gobbledygook. She has the floor.
No, it's actually not.
It's
very
gobbledygook.
uncomfortable to be in there and listen to you harass the professionals. Al Wunsch, you threatened to punch him, you asked him...
No, don't change the narrative. No, you're changing the narrative. This is what you all do. I have the right to self-defense. I have the right to
It's a
self-defense.
conversation. You can answer me.
Why wasn't this a...
Well, you know what? I'd like to make
Well,
a
because
motion
this
to
is what they
record
do.
closed session from now on. Maybe that will get you to behave.
Closed session should be
We should
recorded.
record closed sessions from now on. It's not happening. I'd like to see it
Well, I
happen.
don't think you can do it by law, but anyway.
That's why you're so pathetic.
You can't use it, but you can record.
A second, let's take a vote and move forward, please.
Councilperson Wu,
No.
Song, Sabari,
Yes.
Park,
Yes.
Aversa, Oh.
Yes.
Okay, so it's been said, the censure of those who are opposed to us is the highest commendation that can be given to us. So it is indeed with a badge of honor that I receive the opprobrium of this corrupt Democratic Council. And I dispense with it, with the following proclamation of condemnation dated March 5th, 2019. Whereas, having been duly sworn in as Borough Council President on January 3rd, 2019, Gloria O., together with the Democratic Council members, Edward Aversa, Ellen Park... No, it's a continuation. Do not call out.
Touch my hand
Mr. Mayor.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor.
So, here, let me finish. No, you can say whatever you want after.
Ask you for a point of order.
Edward Aversa, I was in the middle of my statement.
No, it was
Officer, please
before
get control of
I
this
asked
meeting.
you.
Ellen Park, Deborah Sabari, and Jimmy Song embarked on a treacherous path to reward certain wrongdoers who, not surprisingly, are also their political backers, and to punish the good citizens of Englewood Cliffs. To wit, since January 3rd, 2019, council members O, Aversa, E. Park, Sabari, and Song, 1, dismissed the disciplinary charges pending against former Police Chief Michael Chaffee relating to certain surreptitious recordings made by Chaffee confirming his and other borough employees' participation in racist, sexually harassing, sexually explicit, fraudulent overtime. Officer, you have to stop them.
You're going off the agenda now.
Death threats and politically targeting discussions.
You know what? Everybody listen
Such
to it.
dismissals took place,
Your own decision.
all without hearing any public testimony. They had no public testimony.
I encourage everyone to watch the video
videos, and thereby prejudicing the rights of every citizen, resident and employee of Englewood Cliffs.
Don't take his word for it.
Improperly settled the litigation involving Morrow Road and the negligent engineering of Boswell Engineering, which has for over 10 years resulted in flooding of the Morrow Road neighborhood residents' homes.
You're using the pulpit for political
It
reasons.
started the affordable housing plan developed by the 2018 Borough Council for 57 units to be built in favor of a developer order that had demanded over 600 units to be built. They deprived the mayor of the statutory
Affordable
right.
housing while it's still in
They
litigation.
deprived the mayor of the statutory right.
You asked us to
They
stop.
unlawfully terminated the borough administrator and borough attorney. And they violated the Open
Excuse me,
Public
that's
Meetings
your
Act.
opinion. We
Now
were voted in.
therefore, be it proclaimed by the mayor of Englewood Cliffs that for the foregoing reasons, council members O. Aversa, E. Park, Sabari, and Song be and hereby are admonished, denounced, censured, and reprimanded on this 5th day of March, 2019. May they now see the fault and folly in their ways, and may they reform their ways, and may they now begin to finally abide by the oaths of their office.
Thank you.
I'm telling you, I'm bringing popcorn to the next meeting.
Would you like to?
Popcorn for all residents.
You know, you may think it's funny, folks.
It's a joke.
It's actually,
It's a joke.
our democracy is suffering here, okay?
No.
Yours, actually.
And I apologize that I had to raise my voice to proclaim that. However, as you see, the council, they don't even want to hear from us, okay?
No, we don't
They don't want to hear from you
We don't
residents.
want to hear your lies, Mayor. We don't want to hear...
Oh, you didn't dismiss the charges against Chief Chaffee? You
Yes,
didn't
we
settle the law?
did. Everybody knows that.
Can we get
Move forward with the meeting.
Okay, so, whoa, relax.
Is that not true?
Come on.
That's also
That's
right.
it. That's
Let's do the resolutions next, okay? Let's have some appointments so we can get some professionals involved here.
It's about time. Since you blocked it for 3 months, we'd like to move forward.
Well, you didn't do it the right way, so it got blocked.
We didn't do it the Caesar's way.
It is embarrassing. This is all...
Well, I have the right to veto, and I have the right to proclaim, and I just did both. So- All right, so let's get some business done. It's a Tuesday night, it's a long week ahead. Mr. Morfett says there's no calling out. Okay, so resolution 2019-01.
Excuse me, you skipped one.
Yeah, I'm skipping that one.
No, you're not.
No, you can't skip it.
Well, I'm not reading that one, so somebody else can read it.
Which one?
Which one are you looking for?
Resolution 19-77.
You do it.
He doesn't want to read that. So, resolution 19-77. You want me to read the whole resolution?
No, just the title.
No, read the whole thing, Councilman Aversa.
Resolution 19-77 by title, resolution authorizing referral of disciplinary charges against Borough Clerk Lizette Duffy. Motion?
Here's the thing, folks. I believe that because no matter what they do today, I'm speaking. No matter what they do tonight, I'm speaking. No matter what they do, I was speaking before the motion. No matter what they do tonight, the facts don't change. The facts don't change.
My God, what is wrong with you people?
No, because I was speaking before the I was speaking before the second. I was speaking.
No.
So, folks, no matter what they do today, you know, the position of clerk is very important. It's supposed to be an impartial, nonpartisan position. What you just heard was partisanship on that tape. Right. Okay? So, no matter what they do, my job is to be mayor, okay? That's my job. And I'm a Republican. The clerk is supposed to be neutral, okay? The clerk is in charge of our elections, okay? I believe she's not capable of running a fair election, and I believe she's partisan. That's my view, okay?
Actually, point of order.
Are you discussing her work performance?
Yeah, he's
without
not-
icing her?
She was right, she confirmed in writing.
Excuse me. Point of order.
She confirmed in writing.
First of all, Mayor,
You don't know that?
I was not right
Well-
for it. Excuse me, I'm speaking now,
No.
okay? I have a right to speak.
You can
Number
speak, 'cause
one.
you told me you were right.
I was right at the last meeting.
You told me today.
No, I did not.
No, don't play games. Look, the bottom line is...
Mayor, point of order. Mayor, point of order.
is partisan.
Okay, let's vote. Point of order. No, I'd like to clarify something
You don't
because
have to.
there's a... I do. Mayor.
Take the vote.
Mayor, point of order.
the
Number
vote.
one, I was not right for this meeting. I
You
was
told me you
right-
were. That's why I asked you today.
No, I was right for the February 13 meeting, and these items were discussed in closed session. Number two, I do not run the elections. The
You
county
administer
does.
this. No, there's, the way the elections are run.
No, there's a county superintendent in charge of elections.
And
I
there's a board of
oversee.
elections, there's a board of elections, a superintendent of elections.
Incorrect.
And a county clerk.
I don't-
Under statute, those are the three people who administer the election through the municipal clerk.
I'm responsible for the voters.
So you're saying that you don't have to be impartial?
Mayor, I don't run the elections.
There's a motion and a second, the vote needs to be
Listen,
taken.
I'm delivering good democracy to you. If you want it, take it. If you don't, that's fine,
Who
but
made
that's
the motion?
Directly.
Mario Pendo winning.
Who made the motion?
Directly.
All right, there's a motion on the floor.
Who seconded?
I did. Take a roll.
Councilpersons Wu?
In terms of this resolution, I'm really surprised to hear that all charges are dismissed with no hearing again. Our borough clerk recorded minutes on October 10. It clearly did not reflect what happened at the council meeting. I'm sure all you guys watched that videotape. The chief, at the end of the day, recorded countless hours of audio tape, and everyone went ahead and tried to dismiss those charges in a vote that never took place. I'm very disappointed in this. My vote is no.
Councilperson Song?
Yes.
Sabari?
Okay, we were recommended by the Labor Council, yes, here it goes, that he recommended that we drop the charges for various reasons. So because of that, I am voting to drop the charges.
Aversa? I'm sorry, Park?
Yes.
Aversa?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Okay, another loss for democracy. Let's move on. By the way, I brought copies of my proclamation, since I figured that you weren't going to be able to hear me, and I just brought them. So
Point of order.
I will hand them out later.
Point of order.
Yes.
Mayor, I'd like to recommend that we appoint the court professionals.
The who?
The court professionals, the judge, public defender, and the...
Sure, go ahead, they're all on the agenda.
No, I understand that. Can we do that first?
Oh, you want to go out of order? Yes. That's fine, I don't care.
okay, so we are going to jump to Resolution 12, 13, and 15.
I make a motion to appoint Judge Mark Saperstein.
Second?
Gloria, do you work with them in any other towns?
I'm sure you did the homework, right?
No, I actually don't. I don't figure I'll ask you.
I definitely do not.
No, but you,
Just so you know.
but you have other conflicts.
We have a vote.
Take the vote. You can take a vote.
Councilpersons Wu?
Yes.
Song?
Yes.
Sabari?
Yes?
Park?
Yes.
Aversa?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Do you want to, start with- do you have a Bible?
Yes, I do.
Hi, Joe.
Folks, just so you know, this is Judge Walter Scrod he's a judge in the Superior Court in Hackensack, and he's a former prosecutor of this court in Englewood Cliffs. He went from being prosecutor here to being a Superior Court judge. This court system here has had 3 judges. Zabin went to the OAL, Scribe went to the Superior Court, and Bonnie Misdall is the assignment judge of Bergen County. So this has been a very, very prestigious place to serve as either prosecutor, public defender, or municipal court judge. And we're honored to have him here tonight. Let's thank him for being here.
Thank you for permitting me to administer this oath to the municipal court judge, Mark Saperstein. So I'm going to administer the oath of allegiance. at this particular time. Please repeat after me. I, Mark C. Saperstein.
I, Mark C. Saperstein.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
I will support the Constitution of the United States.
And the Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
And the Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
And I will bear true faith and allegiance.
And I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
And to the governments established in the United States.
And to the governments established in the United States.
And this state.
And this state.
Under the authority of the people.
Under the authority of the people.
I will faithfully.
Impartially.
And justly. Perform all the duties of the office of municipal judge of the Borough of Englewood Cliffs.
And perform all the duties of the municipal judge of the Borough of Englewood Cliffs.
According to the best of my ability.
According to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank everyone in the community, the council, the mayor, and everyone for reappointing me. I don't know if you know this, but I've been your prosecutor and your former municipal court judge for 15 years. I serve in fairness, I respect, and the rule of law always rules here. And I look forward to my reappointment. I want to thank everybody in the community that's come out tonight, and thank everybody on the council, no matter what political side you're on, because I've been appointed through all those administrations. Thank you very much.
Okay, who do you want to do next?
Make a motion to appoint Mark Raimondo, Esquire, to prosecutor.
So Mark's been our existing prosecutor. He's done a good job.
He's a registered Republican.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Once the election's over, you should just work. That's it.
Seconded?
I did, second.
Does he get sworn in?
Yes. And the public defender gets sworn in.
Do you want to come up, Mark? Yeah.
The vote hasn't happened yet.
Let's take the vote. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
I have a good feeling about it.
Councilpersons Wu,
Yes. Taking book.
Song,
Yes.
Sabari,
Yes.
Park, yes, Aversa,
Yes.
oh.
Yes.
Hey, your voice back.
I did, I'm maturing now.
Where's Walter? Where's Walter? That's all right.
His mark for the
Maybe.
seal is, okay, this mark. Mark Raimondo with the seal.
It's a MARC, just like this one. The other one. Want to take your coat off?
Yeah.
No.
I was going to say the same thing. Like, are you in a hurry to leave?
Wouldn't blame you if you were.
Yes, absolutely.
You want me to hold the Bible for you?
I'll do it. No, Walter.
Here.
He doesn't have a limit.
No, I haven't.
I just get...
Yeah.
I'll hold the Bible for you, brother.
There you go. Mark, how long have you been
So the crowd can see it.
4 years? 4 years. It's not 18. Actually, how long have you been a security judge? It's how long I've been a prosecutor. That's pretty funny, actually.
Prosecutor Raimondo took over for me
That's
when I
right.
became the judge of the Superior Court. So he's my direct successor. So
I'll be the next one in Superior Court.
me. A little levity, ladies and gentlemen, not a bad thing. What's your name? Dan? Right. Yeah, left hand, I'm going to administer.
I'm a lefty.
Okay, please repeat after me. I, Mark D. Raimondo.
I, Mark D. Raimondo,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and I will bear true faith and allegiance
and I bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and this state
and this state
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
I will faithfully, impartially,
Impartially
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties perform all the duties of the office of municipal prosecutor of the Borough of Englewood Cliffs, according to the best of my ability, so help me God. Congratulations.
Thank you. The judge is having a very long day today.
I make a motion to appoint Jill Cadre for public defender.
Second? You take the vote.
Councilpersons Wu,
Yes.
Song,
Yes.
Sabari,
Yes.
Park, yes, Aversa.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
And I think they got two Bible holders. Come on. You want to come up, Walter? Yeah, good one. Come on. Do that?
Want me to hold him up, and then you want me to hold you, and then you can hold the Bible?
We'll hold it. We'll hold it together. Okay.
Allegiance to Ms. Cadre at this time, please repeat after me. I, Jill Cadre,
I, Jill Patrick,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
and I will bear true faith and allegiance
and I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and this state
and the state,
under the authority of the people.
and to the authority of the people.
I will faithfully,
I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties of the office
perform all the duties of the office
of public defender
of public defender
of the Borough of Englewood
of
Cliffs,
the Borough of Englewood,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my
So help me
ability.
God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Thanks, Jill.
Go back to the line.
Do you have the Bible? Mr. Savam? Look at the Look what he got it. Mr. Savan, I just wanted to tell you, Mr. Savan, we're using your Bible.
So we're going back to Captain Water?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you.
Thanks, Judge. Thank you. Take care. All right, so do you want to just go back to the top?
Go back and on.
All right, so,
Motion for borough attorney,
Hold on, please, hold on.
yes, go ahead.
Joe Marinello.
So moved.
Have a vote?
Councilpersons Wu,
No.
Song,
Yes.
Sabari,
Yes.
Park? Yes. Aversa?
Yes.
Oh.
Recuse.
Reason?
I don't need to tell you the reason.
Do we, I have an oath of
You
office.
need to tell us the reason for the accusal.
I do not.
You still swear him in?
Sorry?
You-
Is he here? Oh, yeah, hi. Right, I'll swear you.
Yeah, sure. You want him to swear you in too?
No, it's fine, perfectly fine.
Okay.
Just
Yes, me.
Please repeat after me. I, Joseph R. Marinello. I, Joseph R. Marinello. Do solemnly swear. That I will support the Constitution of the United States. I will support the Constitution of the United States. And the Constitution of the State of New Jersey. And the Constitution of the State of New Jersey. That I will bear true faith. That I will bear true faith. And allegiance. And allegiance. To the same. To the same. And to the governments established. And to the governments established. In the United States. In the United States. And this state. And this state. Under the authority of the people. Under the authority of the people. I will faithfully. I will faithfully. Impartially. Impartially. And justly perform. And justly perform. All the duties of the office of Attorney of the Borough of Englewood Cliffs. All of the duties of the office of Attorney of the Borough of Englewood Cliffs. According to the best of my ability. According to the best of my ability. So help me God. So help me God. Welcome aboard.
Congratulations.
Oh, he's gone already? No, I think he's gone. I'm back to the
After you. What's next, Ed?
Next item is, who's on bond council?
Number two,
That's bond counsel.
make a motion to appoint William Mayer from Dakotas.
So moved.
Second. Oh, you made it.
William.
What's the Dakotas, the full name of the firm? Do you have that?
I have to look it up.
All right, never mind. We'll get that.
I'm sure the clerk could, get it from the RFQ.
Okay. Is he here? Or?
I don't believe so.
It's Dakotas Fitzpatrick Cole Giblin LLP.
Okay.
You second?
Is it seconded?
Yes.
All right, let's have a vote. Okay.
Councilpersons Wu,
Yes.
Song,
Yes.
Sabari,
Yes.
Park,
Yes.
Aversa,
Yes.
O.
Yes.
Okay, next up is auditor. It's resolution 2019-03.
Make a motion to appoint Steve Wilcott.
Second.
Councilpersons Wu,
No.
Song,
Yes.
Sabari,
Yes.
Park,
Yes.
Aversa,
Yes.
O.
Yes.
Number 4, engineer.
Make a motion to appoint Neglia Engineering.
Second.
Councilpersons Wu,
No.
Song,
Yes.
Sabari,
Yes.
Park,
Yes.
Aversa,
Yes.
O.
Yes.
Number 5, municipal planner.
Point of order, Mayor. I'd
Yes.
like to skip this one because, we need to go out for RFQ.
Okay. All right, well, we'll do you need a motion to go out to RFQ? Want to do that now?
Sure.
So, yes.
I make that motion.
Second.
Second. All in favor of going out for an RFQ? Can we do it that way?
Aye.
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 All aye?
Aye.
All right. So can you go out for an RFQ on that? Thank you.
Absolutely. Okay, next one, number 6, is real estate tax appraiser.
Make a motion to appoint McNerney and Associates.
Second.
Councilpersons Wu,
Yes.
Song,
Yes.
Sabari,
Yes.
Park,
Yes.
Aversa,
Yes.
O.
Yes.
Financial advisor.
That's 7.
Number 7.
Point of order?
Yes.
I'd like to remove this. I don't think at this time, we need to appoint a financial advisor.
I thought we just put it out for RFQ.
That was municipal.
No, we have, the financial advisor went out for RFQ, but I don't think we need to appoint somebody at this moment.
I'd like to defer that to the borough attorney to ask him if we need to appoint a financial advisor at this point or not.
I just got here.
Or can we?
We want you to,
You don't have to do it today.
If you want, you could do it next week at the regular meeting. You want to take a look at that, council?
Sure.
Okay.
I think it was in 2015, we did need a financial advisor for something that the state required all municipalities to do. And then every year, we just went out to RFQ for it, but it's not a necessity at this time.
Typically, the financial advisor is not a salaried or a monthly paid individual. They're only brought in when you need them, and the schedule that's attached to their contract usually just is for an as-needed basis. But certainly, you can look at it after tonight's meeting. You don't have to appoint tonight.
Can you just determine for next week if it's a requirement or
It's not a requirement.
No.
Okay, she just said that.
No, it isn't. No, I said in 2015, it was a requirement for that year to have a financial
Oh, all right,
advisor.
all right.
But it's only something that the state had mandated that year.
Okay.
Okay? Okay, 09, labor attorney?
make a motion to appoint Mark Ruderman.
Second?
Councilpersons Wu,
No.
Sung,
Yes.
Sabari?
Yes.
Park? Yes. Aversa?
Yes.
O?
Yes.
10, special litigation counsel?
Make a motion to appoint Breslin and Breslin, Sobel Han LLP, and Alba Wunsch.
Who was the second one?
Sobel, it's Sobelhan, 2 words.
Second?
Okay, so I think that, just for the record, for the public, I think Breslin and Breslin have a conflict with this town, and I think Al Wunsch has a conflict with this town as well, but do it, follow the procedures.
Second?
Councilpersons Wu,
No.
Sung,
Yes.
Sabari?
Yes.
Park? Yes. Aversa?
Yes.
O.
Yes.
Number 11, tax appeal?
This is tax appeal attorney.
Tax appeal attorney, I thought.
Make a motion for the Choi Law Group.
Second?
Can you spell that?
Choi, C-H-O-I.
Do you have a vote?
Yes, that was Park and Aversa. Councilpersons Wu,
Yes.
Sung,
Yes.
Sabari?
Yes.
Park?
Yes.
Aversa?
Yes.
O.
Recuse.
Reason?
Do we need to give you one?
Okay. What's up next?
Next
16?
would be number 16, IT management.
Make a motion to appoint Intrep Solutions.
Second?
Councilpersons Wu,
Yes.
Sung,
Yes.
Sabari?
Yes.
Park?
Yes.
Aversa?
Yes.
O.
Yes.
17, insurance risk manager.
Make a motion to appoint Reliance Insurance.
Second?
Councilpersons Wu,
Yes.
Sung,
Yes.
Sabari?
Yes.
Park?
Yes.
Aversa?
Yes.
O.
Yes.
Rec Advisory Board? We doing that? No. No? No
What's the status with the Rec Advisory Board?
We're working on it, but we're not gonna have a board.
Okay, how do you want it to function, though? So no board, but just you as a liaison, and then
Yes, and I'll speak, we'll have a meeting.
you have your
with the
committee?
board. Yeah.
No, I'm fine with that, it's fine.
We'll have an open forum, people will come in and give ideas, but no board.
So maybe next meeting we can make a motion to dissolve the board, because that has to be done.
Okay.
So then you would just schedule meetings, or,
It'll be the same, was it Monday of every, month? I think it's the second Monday of the month?
no, that's fine.
Mayor,
Yeah, same, but we just won't have a board.
Hey, Ellen, I just want to, Councilman Park, just want to make a statement. Without a board, I think it's still important that we got to keep our recreation going. I know this weekend, a lot of families were just kind of left out in the cold with the basketball. It's a true fact was that, I just think it has nothing to do with politics, right? Kids don't put parents don't put their kids into recreation because some party is in power, right? They put their kids in recreation because it's their next generation. So, I know that, you guys are not reappointing the Rec Advisory Board, but we just got to get things together and make sure that our residents are communicated with.
I've been communicating with the residents that are handling the basketball, and I'm very aware of what's happening. I actually have maybe 100 emails, and I think, Bill, you're on those emails. Especially, I believe you're on those emails, but in any event.
Okay, I think this is the one thing we could all agree on, is that we want the rec program to thrive.
Right.
And, I don't care if it's to a board or to a...
And I think the
as long as it thrives.
parents who are running the rec
But I think-
are the same parents that are running, regardless of who is
Right.
appointed, who is not appointed.
Yeah. So I think to Councilman Wu's point, I think there was some administrative failure over the weekend.
Yeah, every month we get together as the Rec Advisory Board, and it's just good to touch base on the issues and problems, and I think, Ellen, you mentioned having a public meeting and hearing residents. I think just keep that going every month. It's very important.
Right. I will.
Officer, he shouldn't be there.
Motion to adjourn?
No, we still need some more appointments. Board of Health?
I'm working, I have one name right now, I'm waiting to hear back, so I'll have it by the regular meeting.
Okay, and Borough Historian?
I'd like to make a motion to nominate Al Wunsch as Borough Historian. He was that in the past. We don't need a resolution, I think, for that, but I know we did that years back. I don't remember when the last time we did it was, but...
No, it's, the Borough Historian gets appointed,
I do think, though, as the borough historian, or whatever you want to call yourself, no one else gets to sit where you are, so please join the public. Please. Please, when you're standing in front of people.
I noticed it when the mayor finally says, please.
Well, I always said please to you,
Thank you.
initially.
Censored for threatening.
Please.
I need to vote on it?
yes.
Please.
Council
4
President.
generations of lunches before you have been disgraced by you, okay?
Borough Historian, the borough needs to have one. It's a non-paid position.
Yes.
Sung?
Yes.
Sabari? Yes. Park?
Yes.
Aversa?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, and then Board of Health, you said will be at the next meeting?
Yes.
The March meeting?
Yes.
Okay. That's it, that's all I had.
All right, so
Motion
Ellen,
to
whatever we can do to help you with rec, let us know, all right? Just, it's important. I know it's kids and organizing and coaches and referees.
Motion to...
The fathers are doing an amazing job, so for all the dads and moms that are helping out,
Yeah, so I'd actually want to publicly thank George Lee and Marco Sango, because I know they're involved, and I'm sure there's others, and Billy and others, right? So who else is involved? Actually, who else? Why don't you just mention them? Like, I want to acknowledge them publicly, yeah.
Somebody else.
yeah.
Oh, you want- okay, all right, so I left somebody out, of course.
Don't miss me, Ellen. I coached you.
All right, and this, Councilman Wu.
Okay. A motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
All right, thank you, everyone. Have a good
Favor?
evening. All right, have a good evening, everyone.
Wow. This is like the shortest meeting ever.